Hello, people. What is going on? West Ham United 2, Celta Vigo 2. West Ham wins 6-5 on pens. To my right is Kane. Lucas will be along shortly. Yeah, mixed on that one. Kane, how are you doing, mate?
I'll be honest, James, I've got a horrible hangover. I'm currently dying. But, Betway Cup champions to nurse it, what could be better?
Yeah, listen, don't drink, people. That's what I'm gonna say to you. Don't drink. Right. Let's start for the first half. Kane, what are you saying about the first half? Because I thought we come out, we looked good. Paqueta looked on it. Bowen scored a great goal, but second half wasn't great. So, what are you saying?
Yeah, I agree. We did look good first half, moving about nicely. The team in control. I thought the goal was a bit silly to concede. Both goals were probably a bit silly to concede. Maybe the second one's a bit unlucky. But yeah, we looked in control. We looked good. I didn't think Celta Vigo had much. There wasn't much intensity to the game. You can sort of tell it's still a friendly, but good. Yeah, a lot of good signs. A lot better than the previous preseason games, anyway.
Yeah. I think Lucas Paqueta looks on it. I think he looks ready to rock and roll. I thought Bowen was good. I thought Kudus looked like the Kudus that we've all seen over pre-season. There's a few players in this side that I wasn't impressed with at all. I mean, really wasn't impressed with. I'm going to be straight. Kilman just doesn't do it for me, mate. I'm going to be honest. Yeah, I know people say give him time and all that, and I get all that, right? But he just doesn't do it for me. He just doesn't do it. Max just doesn't do it for me at all. I thought Gred was shit, and I thought Soufal was no better either, if I'm being honest. But Lucas, how are you doing?
Hey, come on, the boys.
Well, I'm glad you're enthusiastic because I am not so much, but it is what it is.
Yeah, I can hear it already.
Yeah, what are you saying about that, honestly?
Yeah, again, I don't really know what to say. I've kind of like foreseen this coming a bit. Like, don't get me wrong, the goals we scored today, absolutely amazing. Beautiful football was played today, but again, there just needs to be a bit more sureness and tighten up in the back. But again, it's a bit of it's give and take, really. With the way we're going to play football this season, that kind of stuff's going to happen. And really, the only clubs that play exactly like that and don't give up those types of goals are the best sides in the world. So, like, I don't know. It's give and take for me, but I was impressed with a lot today, but again, defense is a bit worrying. I really don't think it. I don't know. I think it's a bit of a tactical issue and players as well.
I'm going to be honest. Stuart puts it brilliantly. Comment of the day from Stuart O'Leary. As soon as we lost Bowen and Paqueta, we looked like the old West Ham. I won't worry too much. I will be honest. When Paqueta went off and Bowen went off, we weren't all that. Second half, I thought we was poor, if I'm being honest. And Fulcrum didn't even get into the game at all. Right? He didn't have the service, mind, but I thought Somerville looked decent when he come on. But it's mixed for me today. I'm going to be honest. It's very, very mixed. I want to be positive and say, yeah, we're going to win the fucking lot. But for me, Kilman, Mavropanos, and Soufal just don't cut it for me. They just do not cut it at all. Right, and I'm going to be honest. Like, I look at us in that sort of three, they're fucking shit, mate. I'm going to be real. Kane, what are you saying?
Yeah, look, it's not hard to look at Kilman and think 40 billion is very, very steep.
Let's be honest. It's an extortionate price, but the manager wanted them. That's what it is at the end of the day.
But someone said it to me on a stream or on Twitter. And their words were, on the ball, Kilman's very good. Defensively, he's not so good. And that is a bit of a worry for me. Like, yeah, are we just having him to be on the ball in centre half, or do we want his geezers to be able to defend? Do you know what I mean?
But, mate, again, that's sorry to cut Kane off, but that should the way we're going to play football this season. Like I said, it's going to be give and take. Like Arsenal play that way, Liverpool play that way, and there's a big difference. Those are two of the best sides in the world. We are not. So, like, again, people wanted entertaining football, which I think we all want entertaining football. But in my opinion, I think it's hard to play the way we're going to play and be solid in the back. That's just my opinion, though. Kane,
Yeah.
what are you saying?
Yeah, I agree. I was speaking to George during the game. Remember George?
Yeah.
And he's spot on. Like I thought it as well. I think there'll be a lot of games we control, but we concede some sort of silly goal, sloppy goal. I think that will be the case next season, and I'm okay with that if we're building towards something. And like we said the other day, there's a lot of changes going on at the moment.
Yeah, I get that, lads, but I'm going to be straight. Yeah, we need to be able to fucking defend. Otherwise, we're going to have to score 2 goals a game to win a game.
But, mate, again, like what I just said, only the best sides in the world do that. And to expect that from us, I don't really.
I'm going to be straight. I'm going to be straight. I've seen Soucek now over the last 2 weeks, right? And I've got people on Spaces telling me, saying, no, we need to have him in the side because he fucking crosses the ball. Right, they need to get in the fucking bin. Right, he can't defend. He can't.
He made one mistake today for me.
I didn't think he was that bad, James. And what you got to look at, someone like Mavropanos and Soufal is they're backups now. They're not starters. So for backup, it's a completely different demand, and they're pretty good for that.
I get that. Mavropanos ain't the guy. I've been saying that for ages. Right, I think he's a decent third choice, but he's just not the guy.
My worry, though, with Todibo, right? And again, I am not trying to say Mavropanos and Todibo are similar. I'm not saying anything like that. Todibo is clearly better than Mavropanos, but I don't think he's really going to be that, like, solidity we're looking for. Like, I think he is a clear upgrade on Mavropanos, but again, the way we're going to play this season, more advanced, more of the ball, we are going to get caught out in possession when we lose the ball. Again, the sturdiness we're looking for, I don't think is going to come this season unless we switch the system a bit. Like if Lopetegui is able to have a plan B where we counterattack and park the bus a bit, I think that solidity will come out. You know what I mean? But I think it really is a give and take, because with the way we're going to play, only the best sides in the world are able to play the way we play and defend brilliantly. Like not a lot of clubs do it. Like Brighton, for example, last season, Brighton conceded so many goals. I
get that. I do get that. But when I just look at Kilman and I see a player that I'm just not convinced with yet, yeah? But I'm going to talk about a few other players. What did you boys make of Rodriguez today? I thought he was all right.
Thought he was decent. Not spectacular, but I thought he fit in seamlessly. And those are the kind of players I think we should always be looking for.
Yeah. What are you saying, Kane, on Rodriguez?
Yeah, tidy player. Yeah, I like him. I like him. Welcome to West Ham United, sir.
And it says a lot that he's only been here for a few days, and he just knows where to be on the pitch.
Yeah.
I think he is primarily a defensive midfielder, and it will be a huge plus to us if he's able to play alongside Edson Alvarez, which of course he's done before. But who knows like what kind of system they're playing at Club America? They could have been playing 2 DMs. He was the 8.
Yeah.
Maybe Alvarez was the 8. He was the 6. But if he's able to play alongside him in the Premier League, that will be a huge boost to us. That will make our midfield a lot stronger.
Yeah.
So I was really impressed with how he played with the short time that he was here.
Yeah, I agree with you, mate, 100%. I like him. I like the way he moves, the way he finds space, his passing ability. I thought he's very, very good. And
again, like I've been telling you, what people are trying to like move Soucek out the side, and I don't necessarily disagree with it, but he brings the same type of security that Soucek does. If you play those two, or Alvarez, Soucek, and Paqueta in front of him, Paqueta is able to literally just play free and out of his mind. Like today, Paqueta was fantastic. And if he did lose the ball, he had the security behind him to retrieve the ball, get it back. So that's another reason why I think Rodriguez is going to be a very, very important player.
Let's talk about Lucas Paqueta. What a player! What a player! Someone out there was saying that he shouldn't be playing. Like Lucas, I'll let you go ahead and what you want to say about Lucas.
Oh, mate, he was stunning today. It was absolutely stellar. He really did not put a foot wrong today. I think he had a few misplaced passes, but those are the kind of passes that we want to see him play. But, mate, that second goal is just absolutely naughty. Really, it is. It's disrespectful to Celta Vigo, really. But
where was he playing today? Was he playing as a 10?
I think so.
Yeah, that's where I think he's best. I don't. Well, all this about playing him in a 3-man midfield and with bollocks, I just don't see it. I need Lucas Paqueta further forward so he can spray them passes.
And you know what? I almost feel like with some of the players we have, it doesn't really matter where you think they're playing on the pitch, because again, kind of like Moyes last season, and I hope Lopetegui does as well. I hope he just puts these players on the pitch in a certain area and everything's a bit interchangeable. You know what I mean? Don't put them in a position shackle, if that makes sense. Like, you have your two midfielders that are going to be your base, defend, get the ball back, and then the front four just go after it. Just go ham.
Kane, what are you saying about Paqueta, man?
Yeah, ran that first half, didn't he? He ran the show very good. On the position, I wasn't too sure. At one point, I thought he was like a left 8, and then I sort of agree with a 10. For the next season, for this season coming up, sorry, I'm still not sure. I still have a feeling he'll be on the left, but it won't be like it'd be a touchline winger or nothing. It'll be like last season, but I could be wrong. I got no idea.
We've got so many options and so many ways to play. Again, I think the only thing that will hold Lopetegui back is trying to shackle someone into a position. Like, I know we'll probably get on to him as well, but Kudus today, I didn't think Kudus was bad at all, but I think it is clear as day how much better he is on the right than the left. But again, Kudus was not terrible. He done lots of exciting things. I'm not joking. I still think he might be the strongest person on the ball I've ever seen at this club. It's truly remarkable. But
what did you think of him? Because what it was in the first half, I noticed he was sitting a bit deeper and he was trying to win the ball in midfield to sort of start the attacks to a point, and then he goes out on the wing. I thought first half he was really good. Now with Mo, you know what you're going to get with Mohamed Kudus, right? You're going to get someone who's going to run past people and look to shoot on sight. I thought with me, I agree with you. Left hand side, no. Right hand side, yes. I look at sort of other players today, right, and we will get to other players, but I thought Mo was good. Kane, what did you think of Mo before we move on to the next player?
Yeah, I didn't think he was bad. I didn't think he was great. He's been good in pre-season. It probably wasn't his day-to-day. He did move about sort of positions around the pitch, but we know he's going to be excellent next season anyway.
And again, he moved to the right way later in the match, but I don't think, obviously it can work on a whim sometimes, but even if that is a tactic for the future during the season, I think it's a bit hard to play on the left for like 70% of the match, then move over to the right and make an instant impact. I just think with Kudus on the left, at best he's going to be decent, because obviously he's got the pace, dribbling ability, strong on the ball, decent crosser of the ball. And it's not that he doesn't have a good weak foot, because he does have a very good weak foot. He's just not that great at cutting into the right. Yeah. Like, he can finish with his right foot, but just cutting into his right, he's not as good as his left. When he cuts in on his left, no one can stop him in the world. I'm genuine with that.
Right, let's talk about Fulkrug and Summerville. Both come on the second half. I thought Summerville looked lively. I'm going to be honest. I thought he really did look lively. I thought Fulkrug didn't really do anything. If I'm being honest, and that's not me being harsh. It's just me being honest. What are you saying on that, Kane? I think Kane go first on this one.
I agree. I didn't really notice Fulkrug on the pitch apart from that lovely penalty. Summerville looked like there's some good moments in him. He looks like an exciting player. Obviously, Fulkrug's going to be a good player as well. But yeah, I completely agree with you, James.
What are you saying, Lucas?
I like the look of Summerville. He looks very lively. He actually done some stuff today that I was a bit impressed with, and I wasn't expecting from him. Yeah, he played a little dink ball over the top to Fulkrug, and it was either Fulkrug or
Soucek. I mean,
someone, yeah. But he played a little dink ball over the top, and I didn't really think he had that in his locker. But I'm not saying it was the greatest pass of all time, but I wasn't really expecting that from him. And if he can do that, that is an absolute bonus. But he's got pace. He cuts in with absolute venom. a bit like Kudus on the right when he cuts in left. Like the way Crescencio cuts in, it looks vicious, and I'm excited to see him play. Fulkrug again. It's a complete different situation than Rodriguez, I think, where I think it's a lot easier to get settled in the midfield when you're just reading the game, playing a couple passes and whatnot. It's a lot harder for Fulkrug to get involved, I think, immediately. But like Kane said, I think he's going to be a good addition this season either way. Once he gets his feet wet and all that, I think he'll be fine.
I agree. I like some of Vilhore's have. I think he's going to be a little gem for us, for someone who can come on or even start on that left-hand side. I will be honest, with Fulkrug, it was it's an hard one to judge, really, because he didn't really do a lot. Right, he done a few good touches and all that, but that's nothing major. Right, Thomas Soucek, what did you make of him today? Because I've seen mixed opinions on him today. Some people say he was decent. Some people say
I thought he was very decent today. He didn't do anything that like blew my socks off, but I thought he was. I wouldn't say commanding in the midfield, but I thought he was very decent, spraying the ball around. We don't see that at all, so it shows that he can do that.
Yeah.
And there was a few times today where he won the second ball to keep possession with a header and just putting his nose in, putting in a 50-50 when others wouldn't. I still think Soucek is important to the side this season. I really do. You just need, in my opinion, you need a player like him. You need someone that you know is going to graft. He's going to put his nose in where people aren't. And again, if he's able to spray the ball around like he did today, there's definitely a spot for him this season. Will his playing time diminish a bit? Probably. But I think you got to keep him around personally.
Kane, what are you saying about Soucek today, mate? Because obviously I've seen I'll tell you what I've seen today on social media. I see people saying about take Ward-Prowse out and keep Soucek there. If you're going to sell one, you're going to have to sell Ward-Prowse and keep Soucek. Some people said Soucek's not good enough. What are you saying, Kane?
I thought Soucek was fine today. I thought he was all right. Good, decent performance from him. Nothing bad, nothing spectacular. As I agree with Lucas. I don't know about if they are going to sell one, Soucek or Ward-Prowse. I've got no idea. I have a feeling he quite likes Ward-Prowse, Lopetegui. But I don't really care. I think it's a boring conversation. Do you know what I mean? If one of them goes. Good luck to him. One of them stays, or both of them stay. Good luck to them. I think they're all right players in their own right. And
I really don't think we need another addition to the midfield. And Fever, I've been saying this for about a month now. I really think our midfield looks good. It's solid, and I think our midfield has been ready to go since Rodriguez has come in. Genuinely,
I don't know. If someone said to me right now, would you go and get Matt O'Reilly out of Celtic and replace him with Ward-Prowse, I'd 100% do it. I really would.
This is the tough thing, though. Soucek or Ward-Prowse would have to go, right? But both of them offer something so important to us. Like, you get rid of Ward-Prowse, you get rid of the goal contributions automatically. Corners, whatever. He's a good player. Soucek, you get rid of toughness. You get rid of a force in the midfield that's willing to put his nose where others don't. Instantly gone. Like you have, but in a disciplined kind of way. Like, obviously Alvarez is a force. I think Rodriguez can be a force, but Alvarez has proved time and time again he doesn't really have the greatest of discipline. So you need someone like Soucek to be there. You know what I mean? So it's a tough one, because on the basis of that question, of course I'd want O'Reilly. He's a very good player, but I don't think we need that many kind of ball carrying players. Of course, if we had them in our ranks, in our arsenal, great to have. But at the sacrifice of some others, I don't know. It's a hypothetical, obviously. So I wouldn't know how to feel it unless it actually happened.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, but one thing I will say today, and I think we'd all agree, and even people in the chat would probably agree, is that when Paqueta goes off, we don't create a lot. Like, in the second half, we didn't create fuck all, if I'm being honest. Not really.
I think though, again, it was the last preseason match. It could have been for some reasons, but I truly do think in the system, Paqueta will be playing a majority of the minutes, like 75 plus. And so we don't know if Lopetegui has plans to, all right, we'll drop Kudus to the 10, and that could solve our issue.
I
don't know.
I don't know. Like, I don't know about you, Kane, but
I'm just thinking out loud.
Yeah, for me, I just look at this and I think we do need another creative player in our ranks. I agree what you're saying about the strength in midfield, Alvarez, Rodriguez. I think Soucek could do a job from us from the bench. I really do. I think he's a sort of player that can come in. If one of the players is suspended, he can come in and do a job, right? But I do like Rodriguez. I thought he was excellent today for what I see of him. And this is the geezer when he come in 4 or 5 days ago, whatever it is. So you got to give him credit on that. The Ward-Prowse one bugs me because I look at Ward-Prowse and I've always said this. He's just a standard midfielder for me, right? He runs around a bit and he can put a cross in, but that's all he can do. Do you know what I'm saying? And he's not a sort of player that West Ham are not going to play that style again under Ward-Prowse, like crossing balls in and set pieces.
I don't know, but he scored from open play before, and he's shown he has. I don't know. For me, like what Wasim says, I think the only issue we'll have if Ward-Prowse and Soucek stay is if they both play together. If they both play together, then I could definitely see an issue going forward. But I think Lopetegui already knows Edson and Rodriguez could be his guys. And then if you have to play Edson and Soucek or Edson and Ward-Prowse or Rodriguez and Ward-Prowse, Rodriguez and Soucek, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
But like I said, if we play both together with Paqueta, then that could be an issue.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with what you're saying there. Kane, anything else you want to add on before I move on to the next player?
No. I think you said Ward-Prowse in terms of we're not playing like Moyes. I mean, Ward-Prowse has played most of his career possession based. Do you know what I mean? It actually probably suits him more, this sort of football.
Played under Pochettino as well, so.
Yeah, he did.
I don't know. I just don't buy it with him. I really don't. I think when I look at him, is he a sort of flamboyant midfielder that's going to create loads of chances for us? I don't see it. Do you know what I mean? Even his free kicks today, I'm just not all that. Do you know what I mean?
But again, you need.
He's very, very good. Bay loses the ball. Very good at linking play really well. Sometimes you want more danger pass out of it. Works his nuts off. I think people go over top of him. He's fine. Do you know what I mean?
That's the thing. I get what you're saying, Fever, and I get what other people say, but you can't always go forward.
Yeah,
you can't always go forward. You need a bit of stability, a bit of composure on the ball. Nothing is wrong. There's nothing wrong passing the ball sideways and backwards. Sometimes.
I get that, but that's why Rodriguez and Alvarez are there, right, to control the play and allow the attackers to attack. I'm not buying it, lads. If someone said to me right now, go and get Matt O'Reilly out of Celtic, I'm going. I'll drive up there tonight and pick him up, and change him.
I don't disagree with you, but what I'm saying is you can't have all these advanced players. You need some sort of stability. We're just that type of club. We need people like that.
If we're winning the Premier League this year, right, we need attackers, lots of them. Right, let's move on to centre forward, right? Because obviously Antonio started today, and I thought we'd done all right. I must admit,
he was fantastic today, Antonio. And if I hear anything else, I will be disgusted, appalled. He was unbelievable today. This guy.
Right. Let's put it this way: who starts next week against Villa?
Antonio. 1,000%. If he doesn't start, I'll actually be shocked. He was so good today, and people that were and again, I don't think I'm a hypocrite for saying this, but obviously Fulker was bought to come in and start right away. But I'll tell you what, after the performance from Antonio today, playing with some of these players, it'll be tough. It'll be tough because I thought he was really good today.
Yeah, do you before I let Kane speak? Yeah, do you think that Lopetegui is going to use Antonio for the first 3 games? Yeah, to sort of integrate Fulkrug in as a sub, and then after the international break, that's when Fulkrug will be a centre forward, because it wouldn't surprise me if it's that. Like today, when I look at Fulkrug today, I was like, I don't know about next week with him. I don't know whether he's ready to come in and because obviously we need him to hit the ground running straight away. Kane, what are you saying on that?
Who knows, James? To be honest with you, it wouldn't surprise me if he started. I'd probably put money on him. Antonio started, and you being right that we integrate Fulkirk in. But who bloody knows? He might start next week. He's got a whole another week of training,
Decent
and he might want to get it going.
That's a valid point from DeCanio there. We didn't see a pack on the pitch with Fulkirk. I understand that. Do you know what I'm saying? But for me, I'm just like, it's going to be interesting to see. Jared Bowen, Lucas, scores that goal today. Very good goal. Captain.
Very good finish. Very good pass.
Right. First off, is it the right choice for him to be captain? Right. I think so.
1000%. It had to be for me. And again, as dramatic as this may sound, I think Lopetegui almost, I don't want to say almost had to, because I think Jared Bowen in this current climate and situation at the club deserves to be captain. But I think if Lopetegui did not make him captain, it would have put him on the back foot a little bit. Actually, no, let me retract that a bit. If he didn't make Bowen or Alvarez the captain, he would have been on the back foot immediately. Because,
I agree.
Don't get me wrong, I don't question Kilman as a leader. I thought he was, from what I've seen, I thought he was a good captain at Wolves. I feel like Wolves fans would agree he was a good captain. But you just can't make that kind of captaincy move to someone that just joins the club. He knows nothing about the club. He doesn't know anything about us yet. Yeah. That would have been just a traumatic first big decision in Lopetegui's tenure, which, again, like I said, I think would have put him on the back foot. Some people will probably disagree, like, oh, it's not that big of a deal, but it is. It's just one of those things. It shouldn't be a big deal, but it is. Like, so again, it was always Bowen for me. I'm not a fan of Alvarez being captain, but I think he would be a good captain. I just don't think he suits it because he picks up so many yellow cards and he'll miss games. Yeah. I think Bowen is just the constant. He gets the club. He's bedded in. It was just a correct choice. No brainer for me.
I agree 100%. Before I hand it over to Kane, I thought Bowen done all right today, considering this is sort of first real game back. I thought he done pretty well.
No better way to start.
Scored a goal, captain, everything else. But it's going to be interesting to see how he changes next week, i.e. against Villa, because obviously last year, he was centre forward. He was up there as the main man. And is he going to go back to the right hand side, or is he going to go centre forward?
See lots of options, lots of ways to play with the way we're playing.
Yeah. What do you make of Bowen today, Kane, and as a captain also?
Yeah, good goal. Look good. Look like the Jared Bowen we always see. I think the captaincy is an excellent choice. I thought about it yesterday. I think about a lot of things. I was out drinking, but West Ham's always on my mind. Jared Bowen's always on my mind. You got to understand, this guy signed a 7-year contract. Probably a West Ham legend. Sort of been part of the rise of West Ham United.
In bed with Danny as well.
Yeah, in bed with those. And you got to think, this is the guy. This is West Ham. He is West Ham, and I think it's an absolutely brilliant decision. It's much better than that fucking Mexican thug people want as captain. I'll tell you that.
Oh, he's done me there. The cartel leader, right? You know what I mean? That Mexican thug's one of ours, Kane. I will say that. But you have killed me off on that one. Right, I'm going to say this. Bowen, very, very good. But I do like Edson Alvarez. Right, before we round this up, next week, Villa at home. First questions to pair of you and everyone in the chat is, are we ready for Aston Villa at home next week?
I think it depends what you think that is. Like what we saw today is what I expect to a point. Again, I know bringing in Todibo will shore up our defense a little bit. Bringing in Aaron Wan-Bissaka will shore up the defense a little bit. But I genuinely just believe with the way we're going to play this season, the tactics we're going to use, I just think we're going to concede goals like that. I don't think we're going to have a bunch of clean sheets this year, unless we're playing against the bottom three. And even then, if they're playing very aggressive or we're not up 3 goals, I think we can concede. I just, again, like I said, and I hate to repeat myself all the time, but I only do it because I'm passionate about the take. I feel like to play the way we played today and keep a clean sheet, or people expect that, only the best clubs in the world do that. And we are not one of the best clubs in the world, even though I think we are in my heart.
For me, getting Wan-Bissaka in, getting Tobido in, getting the boys in playing today, I think we are ready to a point. I think we're missing maybe one player, if not 2. Yeah, I think it's just, for me, Lucas, I look at this and I think we are ready now, because obviously Wan-Bissaka comes in, he starts ahead of Soufal. Yeah, Tobido starts.
Does he start on Saturday?
I want him to start.
I just feel like, again, with Wan-Bissaka, and again, some people feel differently. I think we're going to miss Soufal for what he offers that Wan-Bissaka doesn't. But again, it's all about what kind of flavor you like. What's your favorite fruit? I like what Aaron Wan-Bissaka does, but then again, I think Soufal does some other things that are important better than him. But again, I don't know. All I know is that Aaron Wan-Bissaka, welcome to my club. I welcome you with open arms. You're a world-class one-on-one defender, and I'm here for it.
Yeah. Kane, what are you saying about next week? Are West Ham ready?
Listen, James, E20 Zone TV, you asked the question, are we ready for Aston Villa? But the reality is, are Aston Villa ready for West Ham United, European champions, Betway Cup champions once again? You know, are they ready for us? There's a few things to work out in pre-season. Don't get me wrong, we're not perfect and we're not at the level we want to be at, but they look absolutely crap as well in pre-season. So it's going to be an interesting game, a game I'm quite confident we win, even though I think we'll have a slow start to the season.
Kane, do the tweet out loud for us. Do the tweet.
The tweet?
The tweet.
The worst thing that you could possibly do is doubt us now, James.
I know, mate. I know. That tweet hits deep, mate. Especially when we win games. The amount of fucking times I see that tweet, I think I've got
we needed that now, because see, Kane is a wise man. I've known him for a little bit now. He's a wise man. I consider him a friend, a brother. He only pulls that out in the most appropriate times when we need it.
He does.
People right now are in limbo. There's a bit of question in the air.
I remember last season when we went to Arsenal and Kane pulls out the famous tweet, gets all the pictures.
Throw your money on the house when he does
it. I went, fucking hell, Kane, what are you doing? And then we won, and it was just like about 1 million likes.
I think the tweet has maybe not worked once. Yeah. I don't know, Kane, if you did it for Leverkusen at home, but it almost doesn't matter.
It's sort of like we didn't lose to him.
So take that. It's true. And we should have won that game. Right, basically, Wan-Bissaka, Kane, what you saying? It's looking like it's going to be close to a done deal. What you saying, mate? Wan-Bissaka?
That's a nut signing. I'm buzzing for that. Wan-Bissaka, I think that's a brilliant signing. He's a player that I think has always improved his game. For the last few seasons, I don't think people notice because Man United's a mess. They've got Dalla, who's a great right back, and he has been injured every now and then. But I think he's a brilliant signing, Wan-Bissaka. How much is it? 18 mil?
About together, yeah.
About that.
Yeah, that's a great price for what? Is he 26? I mean, yeah, brilliant player. I think he'll do absolutely great for us.
I just hope with Lopetegui, he's able to have the plan B of counterattacking football and being able to park the bus to a point. Because I do think Wan-Bissaka and Soufal will be a good pairing when we need someone that can defend and we need someone that can whip crosses in. And as we all know, Soufal, I think, is a good counterattacking fullback. When we're deep, we counter. He puts balls in, and I think Wan-Bissaka, I think he can work in this overlapping system. It's just the final product for me for him. That's it. Like, he's an underrated dribbler. I think his time at Crystal Palace shows he's good with the ball at his feet, can dribble past people. The ball retention and the passing, in my opinion, is a bit of a question mark. But again, like with Sufal, some people think he's shit defending. Wan-Bissaka, great defender, world-class one-on-one defender. These two complement each other because they do something better than the other. And certain games it will work. In some games it will not. And that's on Lopetegui to choose when to play him and when to not. I don't want two fullbacks in the same position that are the absolute same. That would just make no sense, in my opinion. Sometimes for certain clubs it does make sense, but for here, I'd say no. I'm excited for Wan-Bissaka, though. It's a good deal, and I'm excited to see him in the claret and blue.
I'm going to be honest. I think it's a great signing. Absolute superb signing. I think it's a great bit of business. I think to get this man for under £20 million is an absolute bargain. And what he's going to bring us, he's going to bring us athletic nature on that side. He's going to beat people. He's going to get up and down the pitch. And he's got pace to get back if West Ham get exposed and get countered on. Do you know what I'm saying? I like Aaron. I liked him at Crystal Palace, and I think us getting him shows a statement of intent. And I am going to say this to the club. I am very impressed with the ambition that the club is showing currently right now. I've got to be, because I've been screaming for this for fucking years. And like, show some ambition, give the fans what they want. And I'm going to be honest, they're giving us everything what they want at the minute. Do you know what I'm saying?
Like I'm telling you now, in my opinion, it's all down to Lopetegui. I think Steiden has done way more than half the job, and now his remaining job just lies on if the players are going to pan out. But most of it is now on Lopetegui, because he's a head coach, of course. He's not a manager, so he's going to work with the players that we bring him, and now it's up to him to get things right. So, and I believe we should have a good season under those circumstances.
I agree, mate. Before we move on to the final topic, which is Lopetegui, please do smash a like on the video, subscribe to each on his own TV if you're out there, and hit that notification bell. Iggy's Pop says, James, show Sullivan some love. I'm going to be honest. Fair play to him, but also fair play to Daniel Kadinsky for finding Steiden, because he was the one who actually did find Steiden in the end.
James, stop this gimmick.
Ain't no gimmick. I've got the proof, and I will send it to you.
What's the proof? What is the proof here?
The proof is the fruit and the tree. And Kadinsky found the fucking tree, and
there's no fruit from this tree, James.
Steiden's the fruit. That's what I'm going to say, but it definitely is Kadinsky. 100%.
He lives in the eastern bloc of Europe. There are no trees.
I know, mate. I know. But one thing I'm going to say is that I've got to be honest. Sullivan's proved all us wrong on this one, even though he's been a crafty bastard with this concessions thing.
And he's a horrible human.
Yeah, and that and all. But he is paying money out. And he's giving Steiden what he needs, so we can't really question him at the minute. Do you know what I'm saying? Finally, Julian Lopetegui. What are we saying about him? Obviously, now this is it. Now, right? He's going to go into his first full season with West Ham. Pre-season's done. Style-wise, are you boys happy? And what needs to improve for you on the style?
Kane, I'll let you go first. I'll go first. Overall, he's impressed me. I think the big part he seems to have won everyone over. Every player seems to be very positive about it, very excited to work with him, and they've got glowing references so far. So that's good. I mean, I can't really give you much over pre-season. We've had a lot of our players not there, a lot of new signings not there yet. So I can't really give him anything to work on, I guess. Hopefully we see some probably better football, which we definitely will anyway. Compared to pre-season games. So far, so good from Lopetegui, my gaffer.
I'll go next. What I want to see is a bit more defensive stability. That's the only thing I will say. I think the attack's there. I think us in midfield, passing the ball through the lines is very, very good. I think the fullbacks bombing on is very exciting, because that opens the space up, and it's like you're overloading on both sides. But defensively, I noticed it today in both halves to a point. First half, we go for a little spell where we're a bit stale, and we're a bit sort of it's like we get lost in the game to a point. And then the second half was the same thing, where we got lost in a bit of the game to a point, and they was having chances on us. They really were. So I want to see us more defensively sort of sound. Yeah, and once I feel like that is there, hopefully with Wan-Bissaka and Tobido coming in, that will improve Kilman, and then that makes us 10 times better than we've been in pre-season. Because I'm going to be honest, in pre-season so far, I've not really seen anything defensively to say, wow, yeah, we look better than we did last season.
Even the tactics as well. I thought
Yeah.
he pulled the wool over our eyes the first 3 matches, and then today he just unleashed the tactics.
Yeah, to a point. Yeah,
genuinely.
What you saying on Lopetegui, Lucas?
I wouldn't say happy. I'm positive. I really am. I'm hopeful for Lopetegui. Again, though, the defending and all that, it's give and take. It's a bit of our fault in his tactics. Like,
yeah,
it just, and again, it comes back to like the whole Soufal thing as well. Some people will blame a certain let's just use Soufal and Emerson, for example. There will be matches where people absolutely hose the both of them for defending. One, because they're not getting back, or two, they do get done rightfully. But again, with the way we're going to play, both our fullbacks will be so high up the pitch. If we do get countered, is that really on them? That's the way they're instructed to play. And then you're leaving Kilman and Todibo, Mavropanos, or Garrett, whoever it may be, all by themselves, one-on-one. So to a point, do I expect them to get the job done? I do. But again, that is a tall task when you have half of your defense so far up the pitch. So, like, again, I'm positive and hopeful for Lopetegui in his tactics, but I do fear that even if we do get a 2-0 lead, are we going to be able to hold on to it? Because in previous seasons, sometime, or not last season, obviously we did concede a lot, but the previous seasons we get a 2-goal lead and we'd look solid and we look like we weren't going to give it up. But with the way we're playing now, it seems like we might have to get that third or fourth goal because our defending doesn't seem so solid. And like I said, I think that's mostly because of the way we're going to play. And Todibo, while I said before, I do rate him. He is an upgrade. I don't know if he's going to bring that solidity that people are looking for. He will be more solid than a Garrett and Mavropanos for sure. I think him and Kilman will make a decent partnership. But again, with the way we're going to play, people want to see entertaining football. It's going to be a give and take. And at the end of the day, for me, did I have fun watching the match today? Absolutely, I did. But we should have won. We should have won in regular time. So
I agree with you on that. And what you just said there to sort of round that up is we should have won. We should have got the job done in 90 minutes, and we shouldn't have been held.
And again, I get it. Football, it's not a perfect sport. We're all fickle to a point, and we all think things can be perfect, but it's not. But there's a lot of things you can control and put yourself in position to do. And I just think with Lopetegui's system, we're not going to be able to defend 2-0 leads. We're going to have to get that third. And even if we do get a third, with the way we've defended so far, we're going to, again, people wanted entertaining football. That's what we're going to get. I'm going to hammer the over on goals every single match we play in. I genuinely would not be surprised if every single one of our matches was 3 or 4 goals. I really would.
Over 2.5, over 3.5, over 4.5. Yeah, that's the bet for the season. Anything you boys want to add on to before we make a move?
I got to say, I just saw you popped up Tay's message on the or whatever it's called. Yeah, I want to say to Tay, what you're doing is disgusting. You're a sick man, and I'm coming for you, son. I'm making my return at some point, and it's over for you, mate. You are disgusting. I've had enough of it. Pack it in.
Right, fair enough. What do you make of Guilherme? Okay.
I didn't really notice him, to be honest with you, but I think he's tidy enough. I think with him in it, no pressure. He can just do his thing and develop.
That's the best thing with the Somerville sign. I actually think Guilherme's had a decent preseason. Today, I think he only played like 5 minutes, but I think with Somerville in front of him, he'll have the cup games to play or make an impact off the bench when maybe it doesn't matter all so much. I think he's in good hands with the way we want to develop him.
I agree with that comment. I was surprised with Lopetegui that he didn't bring him on for sort of 15 minutes. He only brought him on for like 4.
He brought on Earthy before him as well, so that tells you a lot. Potts, no minutes today as well, so that's maybe a little telling. I don't know. but
Yeah.
we'll see.
Yeah. Well, that starting lineup that started today, is that the starting lineup that starts next week for you?
I think it'll be close. I don't think Alvarez is going to play. I think he'll probably miss 1 or 2, maybe 3 matches, maybe the first month of the season, which I don't think is a big deal. So I think Rodriguez will slot into the 6. And I think Kudus being on the left today is telling. So I think he will play on the left. And I think just depending on who we play, you'll see James Ward-Prowse or Soucek start. So for Villa, me personally, I'd probably start Soucek because it'll probably be a bit more physical of a game.
Yeah, I agree with you, mate. Kane, is that the starting lineup?
Oh, and we'll see, and hopefully we see Todibo.
Yeah.
That'd be nice.
Is that the starting lineup for next week, Kane? The team that started today?
I'm not sure. I mean, he's got to make a decision on obviously Fulkrug and Wan-Bissaka, who's had a pre-season in England. I think he might start. He's probably ready. He knows the league. And Todibo, I need to get his bloody name right. He's probably on paper our best centre back. So if he is good, he's definitely going to start. And Mavropanos didn't really win himself any favours today.
Yeah, the question marks right now, I think, are right back,
centre half.
No, right back, striker, and then one of our 8s.
I think centre half, mate. I think. Listen, I don't look at our centre halves at the minute and think they can keep a clean sheet. So if Todibo comes in, he has to come in and do the job.
Well, no, I wouldn't say it's a question mark. I think it's not nailed on, but I'm very confident Todibo and Kilman will be our starting center halves. I'm more worried about Fulkrug or Antonio.
Yeah,
I think after what I've seen today, I think Antonio should start.
Probably. As for Todibo, I think his name is.
Boys, let's all say it together. Matt as well. Todibo.
Todibo. Okay.
Right. That's it. Language lessons and vocabulary lessons on E20 Zone TV. Subscribe. Pronunciation lessons. Todibo. There you go. I've got it in one. Or for short, JC or Mr. T.
Just call him by one of the greatest names out there, Jean-Claire.
Jean-Claire. That is such a French name, isn't it? Listen, boys, it's been a pleasure. Have a good Saturday night wherever you are out there on the planet. And West Ham look ready, mate. I'm quite happy for the season.
I think we're all excited. West Ham's back. Of course, we're all up for it. We're ready to absolutely have it large. I'm ready, even if everything does go to shambles and we have a Pellegrini-esque season come our way. Hopefully not. I don't think it will happen. I do have a bad feeling, though. That's the West Ham in me. But, again, it's the West Ham in me to be a bit optimistic. So, we all know it's a roller coaster ride. I'm ready. I know Kane's ready. They don't know what's coming.
Yeah, I agree, mate. Kane, thank you very much for coming on. I really do appreciate it. Smash a like on the video. Subscribe to E20 Zone TV. I'll be back Monday with Jay. And we'll be talking a bit more about the weekend and what's going on. Tomorrow is a day of rest and relaxation. But I'm going to be honest. We'll get Wan-Bissaka in, get Todibo up to speed, and West Ham are going to be good.
God, you've done it again. Come on.
JC. Fuck it. JC it is. Jean-Claire. Go on.
I like the way you say that, Jean-Claire.
Jean-Claire. There you go, man. It is what it is. Have a good Saturday night wherever you are, and I will see you again in the next one. Pronunciation lessons for me, beers for everyone else. Peace.